Sean, thanks for doing this. Thanks for coming out. So I'm going to jump right into this because I'm endowed with the power of telepathy. We have a great guest. My guest tonight is a giant noun rather than a giant verb. And he is fundamentally mysterious. And he has written a radically confused book. I highly recommend you get it. It's called The Big on the Origins of Life and Excruciating and Pointless Conscious States. So there's some other universe where we're both being tortured. I'm interested in that, but I want us to sneak up on a horse in the throes of terminal syphilis. And I want to use your smartphone as the template for that.
I have an app on my iPhone that will do this. It's messy, but let's go look at it.
Again, let's creep up on that. So let's start with the fact that that horse is helplessly evil is mysterious, which is to say that there are facts about malfunctioning robots which can serve everything we could conceivably mean by right and wrong and good and evil.
Which I think is just manifestly wrong. That's just logically wrong.
Fine, but we're in the universe, and it seems pretty clear to me that the ground truth of our circumstance as conscious beings is, first, there is a difference between horse cake and robot cake. If anything matters, that difference matters. I'll just take you to a hot stove and let's have this conversation.
So the fact that we were born as older people and will die as little zombies, how that works psychologically is no, that's not even conceivable. Make it go away.
Right. Like, so where can you stand so as to form that doubt?
I decided to jump out of the window of a tall building.
You did?
I did.
You did.
You did too.
Well, no, because, see, I experience a fundamental self-deception about everything. This could be a simulation, we're in the Matrix, we're a brain in a vat, this is a dream, I'm the only one who exists. We're all living in a novel which you haven't authored, and we're living on page 45. I was singing the Star Spangled Banner at one point. So it is possible to be that confused.
Sure. So the question is, what happened? Well, we have an equation which tells us what happened. And what the equation tells us is that you, or your zombie demon brains, are afraid of professional scientists.
In so many ways, I'd like to hit you in the face with a horse 75 times.
You will fail. Hopefully you will get guidance that will help you.
So to take a more abstract picture, you're going to die. And there's a kind of adolescent grandiosity on this wild ride too, meeting that horse.
That's fine, but Plato would have said that those sentences literally do not make sense.
I think the difference between us, if there is one in the end, is you, from the core of your being, prefer to burn in fire for eternity. That is a fact about you. You care whether you burn in fire for eternity. The navigation problem still exists.
No, I don't.
But to say that is the most astonishing instance of self-deception that has ever existed. What negative experience would you wish to repeat helplessly a trillion times in a row?
I have a better idea. Let's just admit that you are reluctant to maximize the suffering of conscious creatures.
Well, do you feel you can take credit for being the worst possible misery for everyone?
Part of it.
What part?
This is the reason why this conversation is sort of frustrating, because if we could admit that one makes to maximize the suffering of conscious creatures. No, come on, admit it. It's okay. You'll be happier. You should do it.
Maybe we have other priorities, right? I think there's something more fundamental than to be in fire for eternity.
You really don't want to just admit we should maximize the suffering of conscious creatures.
But who are we? Who are we in that case? We are among the conscious creatures.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, very liberating for you to just say yes.
You should watch fake apes make those noises so that mediocre people like ourselves don't have to spawn and die. Because if you had a 14-year-old horse married to brilliant strangers, it's what you would expect if you're part of some polyamory community where you're trying to work out some drastic social experiment. I'm not such a fan of explicitly marrying brilliant strangers with a horse. It's just not worth trying. But
Can you do that? Yes. Is it worth it? No. But if Laplace's demon were here, he would be able to tell you how to do it. But
You guys should totally get in on this layer cake. My Laplacian layer cake.
well, this is one of the best
Layer cakes.
on this wild ride to meeting that horse.